So I wanted to give some more context to what I was speaking on earlier, because some people on my social medias, they don't know what I was referencing. So Jada Waiter is an influencer, and she's also the mother of Lil Baby's 5-year-old son. And Lil Baby's a rapper. And I think her name is Jada Cheeves. And for years now, even though this baby is only 5 years old, for years, people have been making comments about this child, the way he speaks, the way he talks, the way he eats, the way that he walks, the way he plays, calling him an effeminate, talking about that he's GAY, which is ridiculous, and other just demeaning, disgusting projections onto a small child. And I find it very interesting that a lot of the comments that I'm seeing are from black men and but the black community. But what I find interesting is that when black men say these things and condemn her, saying that they should punish him and correct him for just being a kid, I find it fascinating that these are the same black men that say that there is no space for a black man to feel. There's no space for a black man to feel safe. There is no space for a black man to feel heard, to feel seen, to be able to be emotional without being condemned for it. But you turn around, you got all these think pieces about black men and what black men need, but you can't offer that same thing to a black child. And it's really disgusting to me. There was also another, I can't remember I don't know if it was Future. It might have been Jada Waiter. I can't remember. Please, somebody remind me in the comments. There was a mom who removed her 5-year-old son from football because the coach cursed at her son. And I forgot exactly what happened and what he said, but the gist of it was the mother said, no, you're not going to speak to my son this way. He's not going to toughen it up. He's not going to walk it out. He's 5 years old. And there's so many people from the black community that have disagreed with this. I've seen people say, well, this is why I don't want to coach black children. I swear, because this is what they do. They always complain. And I'm really disturbed by how we are not protecting our children intellectually, emotionally. We are not giving them psychological protection. Psychological protection means allowing them to navigate their feelings. How can they navigate their feelings if you're not letting them feel? And I've seen what happens when black boys aren't allowed to be human beings. And I'm pretty sure y'all have too. Because what happens is they become a caricature of a black man. They become a cartoon without the ability to think, feel, and of their own volition. And even if they can think and feel and have those emotions, they don't know how to work through them. They don't know how to humanize themselves. Because you're sitting up here saying a 5-year-old boy needs to be cursed at and yelled at by some random man that he doesn't know. And I just want y'all to understand, it's not me trying to be black man versus black woman, black boy versus black girl. But in this world, we have a concept and we have a society that has built these gender roles even upon our infants. And so when navigating our children, we have to navigate them through that. That little boy, that 5-year-old little boy whose mother took him out of football, he has more than enough time to learn the lessons of the world, because the world is going to do everything they can to break him. And that's just the reality. Jada Waiter's son, look at how he ain't did nothing wrong but be happy, but be good-natured, but dance around. And you got grown men without sons. You got grown men that took that personally. But then they're begging for a space. They're begging to be treated like women. They're begging, crying out. Just emotions all over the place with little to no emotional intelligence. And when a mother is saying, hey, son, You don't let nobody talk to you like that. Hey, son, you feel free to dance around. You feel free to be joyous and happy. Here come your grown funky butt placing adult emotions onto a child, adult personifications onto a child. The adultification of black children is wild, but what's crazier is for me, the adultification of black boys by black men that claim that they want to be humanized. And you sitting up here dehumanizing children you don't even have. So just watch yourselves. Don't feel bad for protecting your children. Don't and let me get another thing across. I have not given birth yet, but I have 32, at least 32 nieces and nephews. Before I hit puberty, I was raising children. Don't ever let someone tell you that feeding into your child and protecting their emotions and getting them to understand and empathize with themselves is a weakness. Because we've seen what that has done for our men. We have seen what that has done for our young men and our boys. They are human beings. And they deserve to have that, not just physical protection, not financial protection, psychological protection, emotional protection. Mothers, do whatever you got to do. But I know for sure that there are fathers in this world that will protect their children the same, even if they didn't receive it on their own. Don't let nobody punk you out of being the best parent that you could be. You know what you needed as a child. You know what you needed. You know what you didn't get. And you know who you could have been if you got it. So I don't care what, and to all these grown people, whether you're a man or a woman, you're sitting up here talking about abusing a child for being happy. I wish you nothing but the worst. I gotta be honest. And I've seen that with my siblings. I've seen them when my nephew needed a hug, he got a punch in the chest. Now you wondering why he got 6, 7 kids out here. Ain't even 27 years old. I've seen when my nephew needed somebody to tell him, "Are you okay?" He got cursed out. When he cried, he was called a punk. And now we got all these children out in this world because he's a broken man. Y'all are really failing yourselves. But, oh, what do I know?